fact of the matter may be that there's nothing wrong with this person. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I didn't do my homework. Maybe I didn't do the groundwork necessary before I ever say a word to try to influence somebody. In Scripture, there are at least 3 principles of what we can do before we ever say a word to try to persuade somebody. Involving God in the process. We need to pray for change. And we simply do not involve Him. We do not ask for His wisdom. Sometimes I think that it may be disbelief. It may be that we really, deep down, don't believe that God is immanent, that He gets involved in the small things. Influence does not begin with a whole bunch of principles and a whole bunch of tactics and a whole bunch of good arguments. It begins first and foremost by co-laboring with God and letting Him work through us to change people and circumstances. Being a person that other people will follow. We torpedo our influence when we're hypocritical, when we release anger improperly, when we're prideful or arrogant or calling attention to ourselves. We follow people who are kind and humble. And when we're not trustworthy, when we don't keep our promises, we kill our influence. And compassion is another one of these attributes. Why could Jesus just say, "Follow me," and people would follow? Because they knew He cared about them, that He loved them, that He was concerned about them, they had their best interest in them, that He had compassion on them. Know our audience. We should understand our audience. The better we know the person we're trying to influence, the more likely we are to pick an influence strategy that's actually going to work. He knew his audience and he shaped his influence around that knowledge. Before you ever say a word, do your homework too. You have a teenager, you don't understand that teenager, chances are you're not going to be able to influence that teenager very much unless you do some reading or talk to some people who do understand teenagers.